Okay, so I just feel like I had to come back and film another video because for me, this stuff is so fascinating to talk about. And really, I can't help but think about. Um, so previously, I made a video and I talked about how our obedience is tied to someone else's deliverance. And how when we do the thing that God calls us to do, there's somebody on the other side waiting to be delivered, waiting to be freed. And so I can't help but think about the impact that videos like this could have for somebody. And it may not even be in present day. It may be a year from now, 2 years from now, years down the road, that somebody may come across these videos and be impacted. And so, because I just can't help to think about what these videos are doing for somebody else, like my obedience being tied to somebody else's deliverance. Like I'm like, somebody can watch these videos and get healed. Somebody can watch these videos and feel less alone and like just experience like so much freedom in the fact that somebody else can relate to what I'm going through. And so I'm gonna keep making these videos, and like I don't care how much I expose myself or like my own experiences, whatever, because I like, if it's for the purpose of helping the other person on the other side of the screen, like I don't care. Like I will keep doing it. Yeah, if it's helping somebody else. And so today, not to, well, I mean it's still today. When I film or whatever. So earlier I talked about being favored, hated, and unexplored as a child. And yeah, I just feel like I had to come back and make another video. And I think I'm going to keep making more. But I wanted to talk more about um, being stoic and like where that comes from. I don't think this video is going to be as long. It's just a little something that I thought to share and talk about. And so I'll start off with a little story. Back when I was in high school, it was when I was graduating, and I had this teacher. She was my French teacher, and I loved her, and I just loved her as a teacher, as a person. She was so sweet. And at the end of the school year, I had wrote this little letter, this little note that I had wanted to give to her because this was going to be my last time seeing her. And then I had a friend come with me to her classroom for me to go give it to her. And then I walked in my teacher's room and I handed her the note, and then I felt myself getting all emotional because like, and but I tried so hard to like hold back the tears because I didn't want to cry. But then like when I left her class, my friend, she had waited outside. When I left her class, I must have cried, like I must have shed like a few tears or something. And then my friend, she said to me, she was like, Keishace, I didn't know you cry. And I'm like, I guess I just come across as like robotic or something to people. I guess I come across as like unable to feel emotions to people. Like, I didn't know you cried kind of sounds like I'm not human or something. But I experience emotions. But I mean, I get it. I do think that I have like a natural straight face, and that my emotions aren't very obvious like in my face. And I think that ties into my childhood though, because like being stoic, I see it as like learned behavior. So in my previous video where I talked about how I had a parent who was verbally abusive to me, in times where, you know, this parent would be fussing, cussing me out in my face, I had to learn how to keep a straight face, because as a child, I didn't want to show it that they were hurting me. And so I learned to keep a straight face when this parent was coming at me, because I didn't want to show them that the way they were treating me, the way they were talking to me was hurting me. And so like becoming stoic, I feel like was learned behavior. And I think that's just something that kind of grew on me even into adulthood, just still, I guess, appearing straight face to people. And like, yeah, like I said, like my emotions are not able easily to be seen from the outside of my face. And y'all, this is actually something that I've noticed. Like I've walked into my bathroom, and I went and I stood in front of the mirror one time, and I looked away from the mirror, and I was like, let me get myself into this attitude. Let me make myself feel mad. And so I'm feeling mad, and then I go look in the mirror, and my face looks straight, and I'm like, I'm okay. So let me try feeling sad, and so then I make myself feel sad, and then I look in the mirror, and I'm like, my face is still straight. I can't get my face to match my emotions. I know that probably sounds weird, but that's the way it feels. It's like I can't contort my face to make it match the way I'm feeling on the inside. But if you've watched any of my other videos where I talk about personality psychology, my personality type is INFP, and that means my first function, my dominant function, is introverted feeling, and that means that my feelings are turned inward instead of outwardly expressed anyway. And so where was I going to go with this? I just lost my train of thought where I was trying to take this. Anyways, oh, yes, like I feel things deeply. I very much feel my emotions very strongly because, like, um, I internalize my emotions. Like, I may not express them outwardly, but I internalize them. And so everything that I feel very strongly. And even if that's not seen by my face, um, like, I may not, and I don't really cry in front of people. Like I'm not very emotional in front of people, but that doesn't mean that I don't feel things, because I very much do. I'm the type of person, like, I cry behind closed doors. And maybe you're like me. I'm actually a very sensitive person. But like I said, from childhood, I learned to have like a straight face, tough looking exterior, but that's because on the inside I'm actually sensitive and I don't want to say soft, but sensitive. I'll use the word sensitive. Yeah, but like, maybe you're like me, but I'm also the type of person, like, I could hear about, a tragic event or something that happened to somebody else. Like, for example, I was on YouTube one day and scrolling through, and then I came across like a news story of like this girl who ran into her neighbor's house because she was being chased by this man she didn't know. And then when I tried to picture what that little girl was experiencing, and just the fear, and like putting myself in her shoes, the fear that she must have felt, like, I started crying. Like, so I may look like emotionless, whatever, but like, I cry for people I don't know. I can feel, like, if I put myself in somebody else's shoes, I can feel what I perceive and imagine that they're feeling. And so maybe you are the same way, where maybe, people think you don't feel anything, but maybe that's just also something that you had to learn I think it's like a self-protection thing, to make yourself look as if you don't feel anything. I think that's like a self-protection thing that you learn from childhood. And so maybe that's also something you learn in order to protect yourself, was to look stoic, to look like nothing bothered you, because you didn't want to feel weak. Because if you feel weak, then, or if you appear weak in front of the person who is abusing you, maybe you thought that would cause further abuse. And so yeah, I understand that. But yeah, I knew this video was going to be much shorter than the other one, but yeah, I just wanted to address that as well, just in case anybody can relate to that. And yeah, I'm going to make more videos about like my own childhood experiences. And I think it's also like freeing for me in the process to talk about this stuff. Like, I'm the type of person, I believe that the way of healing comes about bringing stuff out of yourself. I feel like that's how you get healed, is by talking about the hard stuff. Like, I feel like you got to bring it out of your system in order to remove it and then heal properly without it being bottled up in you. And so, yeah. And so I think it not only is this process going to be freeing for me, but I look forward and really hope that making these videos is healing for somebody else and helping somebody else on the other side of the screen. And so, yeah, this is why I'm doing this. And I'm just going to keep doing this. And yeah, hope that is helping somebody. Yeah, I think that was all I wanted to talk about in this video. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, have a good day. Where my phone at? Oh, my phone. Y'all quit. I'm on the phone.